Hello, welcome back to my play of Final Fantasy XIV. It's been a good 2 weeks since I've played now, so I don't wholeheartedly remember where I was, but I've been reading through the last correspondence on my quests. So it was the Midgardsormr things, which is of course where I got this little fella from. And apparently somehow Alphanod summoned me to the Rising Stones, so there's where I am now. Let's see where this leads. The ends. I'm thinking it's close to the ends of the Aralme board patches. We will see how much is left. We have these three fellas here. Praise the 12 that you are hale and whole. Hale? I came as soon as Minfilia informed me of the Emmeric's request. Okay. You have completed your investigation of the Keeper of the Lake, I take it. Oh yeah, I got it from them. Ah, I see. Then I would hear your report. You conversed with Midgardsormr? I swear, you were anyone else to make such a claim, I would regard it with considerable skepticism. Are we to understand that the Worm Lord did not perish, and have in sooth lain dormant these past 15 years? Less resurrection and more a rejuvenation for he who dwelleth in eternity, years passing as moments. Though his words were ambiguous at times, one statement left little room for interpretation. My people have heard the song, Ishgard shall burn. Clearly an attack is imminent. We must share this information with Sir Aymeric immediately. However, we dare not divulge your conversation with Midgardsormr in its entirety. To even acknowledge that you heard the voice of a Dravinian is a grave but necessary risk. Least forget, men have been executed as heretics for declaring as much. For your own protection, for the sake of our tenuous relations with Ishgard, the truth cannot leave this room. As for now, we shall present your revelation to Sir Almeric's emissary. You may leave that to me. Pray remain here for now. Look at my fancy dress. Amma. Is there something you're not telling us, Davo? You seem different somehow. It's almost as you're missing something. Something important. My crystal. He did something to it. 12 for Fend! Midgardsormr stripped you of the blessing of light? Are you alright? How do you feel? I don't know. I see. It's a relief to hear that you are otherwise unharmed. It beggars to believe that any being could possess the power to deprive you of her blessing. Midgardsormr made mention of a covenant, did he not? One of the ancient myths regarding Silverstar Falls states that when the waters came into existence, so too did the Great Worm. Alfic and Nymelia, brother Time and sister Fate. Alfric, Nymea, Fate. Decreed that Midgardsormr ever watch over the source from which all water and magic was said to flow. I wonder, what if this was the covenant of which he spoke, and 'twas not the gods with whom he treated, but Hydaelyn herself? Well, if he is watching over you as acclaimed, mayhap you will have an opportunity to ask. Let us keep this matter to ourselves. I do not wish to burden our friends needlessly. But her light shineth not upon me anymore. Art thou a pawn, or master of thy fate? What hast thou wrought by thine own hands, mortal? Difficult to speak like this, but I'm doing my best, okay? And that was it? You just scolded me? I don't want to be scolded by Midgardsormr.
My friend, I can scarce believe it. You confronted the Worm Lord and lived to tell the tale. I give thanks to Helone for your preservation. It is our sole cause for gladness. Your encounter with the Keeper of the Lake served to confirm our fears. A great worm has roared, and it makes little difference if it was one of the two in Eorzea or any other. The Dravanians are coming.
I am told that Ishgard has magical defenses against Dravanian attack, though I am not privy to their exact nature. Will they be enough to repel a massive force?
Ishgard has weathered countless assaults over centuries. This will be no different. And now that you have confirmed the threat, none can ignore the Lord Commander's calls for the wards to be strengthened. I dare not presume to speak for him, but I expect the Lord Commander would sing your praises. I must away, but we shall meet again soon.
Countless assaults weathered, and this will be no different? Why am I not convinced?
The Ishgardian have warred with the Dravanians for centuries. Nay, nearly 1,000 years. Warred. In all that time, not once have their enemies breached their defenses and entered the city proper. Yet, regardless of how strong these magical wards may be, I nevertheless fear that the Ishgardian are underestimating the gravity of the situation. Though it was not Midgardsormr who roared, a call to arms by one of the first brood cannot be ignored. Until such time as they choose to request our aid, however, we can do naught but observe the situation at a distance, and pray our fears are unfounded. Ether on demand. Ere I forget, I believe Mombrida has requested a gathering of the Ascians. I assume there has been some progress concerning our efforts to combat the Ascians. Pray inform her that our business with Ishgardian is concluded for the moment. I shall be along once I've completed my communication with the Crystal Braves. Okay. All done with your attack of dragons? Wonderful, because Ascians are next on the menu. Let's head into the Sola, shall we? Okay. Igiri. My science! No?
Now that everything's calmed down a bit, relatively speaking, I mean, I thought it might be a good time to share our progress on the weapon. I believe we're on the verge of a breakthrough.
Well, don't keep us all in suspense.
Just in case anyone's forgotten, let's start by reviewing what we already know. So, an Ascian is an immortal because its soul doesn't return to the ethereal realm when its host is defeated. Instead, it flees to the place that lies between our world and the void. Therefore, the first step to permanently defeating an Ascian is preventing its soul from making this journey. And if you recall, when we last gathered here, I had verified that white auracite has adequate capacity to entrap the beings, albeit only briefly.
Which left the small matter of their extermination.
Aye. To unmake an Ascian soul, one must needs smite it with a concentrated burst, or blade, of purest ether. However, we wanted for both the data and the means to forge such a weapon.
Short of experimenting on an actual Ascian, you see, there's no way to gauge how much ether its soul is made of. As such, we don't know what etheric density our blade needs to have in order for it to work.
So we'll just have to make the densest blade we can and hope for the best. Though that would require a lot of ether. Hang on a minute! Why didn't we think of this before? White auracite can hold an absolute heap of ether, can't it?
Please tell me you're joking. God's sakes, Ida. I feel as though I'm reliving the same scene over and over with you. How many times do you need to be told that white auracite cannot store ether for long periods? Being intangible matter, ether is given to dispersion. Only in its crystallized form is it a stable source of energy. I will test you later on this, so see to it you do not forget.
Right, yes. It's all coming back to me.
So our hopes rest on good old crystals again, do they? While they are certainly reliable, they leave something to be desired in the area of portability.
Indeed. I am reminded of the quantity of corrupted crystals required to thwart Leviathan, and the extraordinary lengths to which the Lamentsons went to transport them. What if it should prove that a similar quantity was needed to destroy an Ascian's soul? Or still more?
I do not envy the poor sod who has to lug all of that around, on the off chance that an Ascian appears.
That's the very problem we set out to solve. And I reckon we've found the answer. If it isn't practical to lug around the ether we need, we'll just have to draw upon another source. And the only viable source is the land.
If you mean to tap the great river of ether, know that it will entail considerable risk. Meddling with the currents may well induce a surge like to the one which despoiled Mordona.
Give me a bit more credit, will you? Why would we need to tap the river when there are veritable reservoirs jutting out all over the land? Aye, I speak of corrupted crystals. It might be that their aspect is out of balance, but a crystal's a crystal. It contains ether, and we can help ourselves to it.
While corrupted crystals are indeed abundant, there is no guarantee that they will be in close proximity at a crucial moment.
But what if we don't need them to be? What if we could tap their power from afar? A malm away, say? If we could do that, we'd have ready access to ether aplenty in almost every corner of Eorzea.
How?
I've yet to put my theories to the proof, but I've got a good feeling about this. If no one has any objections, I'd like to see where this avenue leads.
If you think it worth your while, you have my blessing. But tell us, what are your theories? I, for one, am most eager to understand the process, however vaguely.
I thought you might say that, but no one wants to listen to boring old theories all day, do they? I know I don't. So with your permission, I'd like to try something a bit more hands-on. I've already built an etheric siphon especially for this purpose, and I've been meaning to try it out. Thing is, the profusion of corrupted crystals in Mordona makes it something of a high-risk testing ground. If anything goes awry with the siphon, It would be better if it didn't happen within spitting distance of quite so much ether. Ideally, I need an isolated specimen. Does anyone know where I can find one?
May I suggest northern Thanalan? There you will find corrupted crystals of middling size, standing a reasonable distance apart. Ideal for your needs, I should have thought. Oh, and if you do elect to visit the place, I should be much obliged if you would assist me in another matter while you are in the area.
Has something happened?
Movement has been observed at Castrum Meridianum.
No.
During Operation Archon, the Alliance dealt the stronghold a heavy blow. Its facilities were extensively damaged, and its garrison reduced to a fraction of its former strength. Not long after our forces withdrew, however, their ranks were replenished by reinforcements from Castrum's sentry. They now seek to rebuild, and to this end they have their sights set upon the ceruleum processing plant. Having lost the Empire's support, the 14th Legion lacks the resources to sustain itself. To them, this is a bid for survival, and they will doubtless fight like desperate men. Though I have dispatched the Crystal Braves, I fear their strength alone may not suffice to stay the Imperial assault. I would request the Scion's aid in the defensive effort.
If I didn't know better, I'd say you were trying to inveigle us into fighting your battle with the promise of shiny crystals.
Yeah, and then?
Well then, consider me inveigled. I won't lie, the crystals you speak of sound perfect, so the Garleans have to go. Besides, we can't afford to beat about the bush. There's no telling when the Ascians will next appear.
Awesome.
Thine eagerness to hurl thyself into the jaws of danger cometh as little surprise. Exercise due caution, I prithee.
Though you have become a crystal brave, you are yet a scion, Alfino. We could hardly refuse you. Pray, join the Crystal Braves and lend them your support. Thangred and Papalymo shall accompany you.
That's a new pair.
Ida and Yastola, in the meantime I would have you assist Moonbreeder. Scout out the crystal clusters, that the testing may commence as soon as the Garlean threat has been eliminated.
If it please you, I shall continue mine own experiments on white orosite.
Thank you, Arianger. Everyone, pray see to your preparations and depart as soon as you're able. Go well, and be safe.
Do we get the break from Moonbreeder for a minute? Poor Orange. Twould seem that events have once more conspired to rob us of rest and recuperation. Though I would wish it otherwise, I must ask that you head straight away to the processing plant. The Fourth have already deployed to the area and await the arrival of the Scions. Wilred will brief you on the developing situation. Meanwhile, I must rendezvous with Captain Illibred at our headquarters in Uldar. I shall take the command of our forces there with a lighter heart, knowing that you go to support the front lines. I like this commanding type he has. He just puts them out and it's awesome. Your duties take you to the northern Thanalan, do they not? We too must say our farewells to the Rising Stars for a time. Flamine travels to Uldar, and we shall serve as her escort. At my daughter's behest, I go to contact certain old acquaintances in the Gilded City. We are best on all sides by civil unrest, and we are beset On all sides by civil unrest and imperial machinations. Threatened by primals and troubled by dragons, we need all the allies we can muster. Many of my friends hold positions of power, you see, and it is my hope that they can be convinced to aid the science cause. If past events have taught us anything, then we know that the Eorzea must present a united front or all shall fall. Ah, how extraordinary that my little Ascilia is involved in such far-reaching affairs. I am proud that I might now stand at her side not only as a mother, but also as a colleague. A colleague with influential connections, but I fear that Uldar has become a place of danger even for one so familiar with her streets. Bah! Woe betray the blackguard that so much glares in your direction, my lady. I shall be well protected, it seems. Shall we be on our way then? Processing's planned, here I come. Commander Levia sent word that you'd be coming. A veteran of our talents is most welcome. Of your talents. Not that I don't think we can handle the situation, mind you. I've learned a trick or two since that disaster with the Umuljar. But returning to the task at hand. The Flames reconnaissance scouts have reported Imperial soldiers assembling at Rauban's push. Such a force is likely interested in only one thing, getting their hands on the resources found there at the processing plant. The Garlean could be marching on us at any time. Pray speak with Lieutenant Edelstein, that we might coordinate our counter-strategy. In the meantime, I will inform the others that you have arrived. No doubt it will be welcome tidings. Lieutenant Nebheim, my soldiers yet tell tales of your deeds during Operation Archon. Would that we could sit a while and reminisce about old times, but a fair more pressing matters require our attention. The civilian draftsmen, you see, have come across several highly suspicious crates within the boundaries of the processing plant. I had my sappers take a closer look, and our worst fears were confirmed. These boxes contain powerful explosive devices, devices of Imperial design no less. By my order, the Flames stationed here are conducting a thorough sweep of the compound as we speak. Though it troubles me that we were unable to apprehend the Imperial spy behind this, I have faith that our men will be able to neutralize the threat for now. In the meantime, our scouts brings troubling news on the latest movements in the Imperial army. I would once again ask for your aid. You shall have it. No, not Midgardsormr. On the counteroffensive. We've been keeping a close eye on that Garlean garrison, and it would seem the Imperials have finally begun to mobilize. According to the reconnaissance report that just came in, the squad seen leaving the castrum are too few in number to effectively take and hold a position. They will likely mount a swift assault and focus on the acquisition of resources. I have, of course, also shared this report with the Crystal Braves. They've decided to take the field to meet this assault head-on. I have apprised your fellow Scions of the situation, and I am heartened to know that they will be joining the effort. Pay report to Lieutenant Ascian and lend your much welcome strength to the counteroffensive. Aye aye. Glad to have you with us, Dabo. I'm sure Lieutenant Edelstein has explained the Garleans have deployed a small force from Castrum Meridonium. Their main column assembles to the north near Dalman's Talons, but we've also spied several squads attempting to conceal themselves in the approaches to the west. They wish you to rush forth and commit to battle with the main column, leaving the detached force free to raid the plant and pillage supplies. They wish you to... Oh. Not much of a strategy, but these are desperate men. Captain Ilbred. Greetings, Scion. I understand their commander bid you aid your fellows come lend a hand to the braves. With such mighty heroes at its disposal, the Fourth should have little trouble contending with aught the Garleans might throw at them. But even you cannot be everywhere at once. The Third was getting restless, holed up in Uldar, so I marched them out here to fill any holes in the plan's defenses and add their numbers to your counterattack. The reinforcements are welcome. We have enough soldiers now to divide our own forces and safely engage the enemy far beyond the walls. Aye, it would be best to avoid staggering a battle anywhere near this much ceruleum. Let's take this fight to the Garleans. A wise course indeed. I shudder to think the consequences should any of these storage tanks be exposed to fire. Yeah. If there are no objections, the Scions shall join the Fourth and give battle to this main column. You're with the Third then, Warrior of Light. Your job will be to intercept these squads hiding out in the west and prevent them from reaching the processing plant. When you're ready to proceed, report to Lieutenant Yuhasa. His scouts should have a rough idea of where the Imperials have concealed themselves by now. Okie dokie. A pleasure to be fighting at your side once more, Scion. Our operations invariably succeed when you're around, and victories are wont to pave the roads to greater coin. Now, this detached force we've seen sent to eliminate has split into smaller squads, the better to conceal themselves within the terrain hereabouts. I imagine. We'll need to split ourselves up as well to cover more ground and make sure we root out all these would-be raiders. And seeing as you're an army upon yourself, I've assigned you your own areas to scour clean of enemy soldiers. Aye. This will be a simple search and destroy. We'll rendezvous back here when the task is done. Happy hunting, Scion. Well, if I'm going to go hunt, I'm going to go hunt with my full squad. With Nebelina and Evepix. And apparently Midgardsormr. Because he feels like he belongs close to me when I don't have the Mother's Light. Oi! That's an unfortunate largeness. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. I end him easily. New squad in hiding, not for long. Hello. You take Ifrit, you do. Ifrit says say. Titan says smash. Oh, it's just those two. Well, that was underwhelming. You seem grim, Scion. I take that to mean that between us, more than a few Garleans won't be making it back to the castrum. The Imperials, though, they certainly made us earn our pay. I would be a happy man if I never had to tussle with another of those Magitech horrors. It is time we bid the war-torn land farewell. This war-torn land. I will contact the 4th and let Lieutenant Ascian know the west is now clear. I would appreciate if you would do the same when you report to Lieutenant Edelstein. Yes. Magitech on Magitech. Lieutenant Lemheim, what news of the Garleans? The raiding parties are no more then. Excellent. The The engineers will be most relieved to hear that the plans is no longer in any immediate danger. Thank you again for your assistance. Well, that was so little, but this quest is called An Uninvited Ascian, and I am not looking forward to this. You must be anxious for word of your fellows. Lieutenant Ascian has reported a sound victory over the main column and informs me that the Scions have already turned their attention to other duties. All but one, that is. The Rogadin? I feel like that word sounds different. The Rogadin lady with the large axe. It would appear she has chosen to remain at the site of the battle. I don't know what task kept her from returning to civilization, but Northern Thunderland is no place for wandering alone, even for a capable sort such as her. I would certainly feel better about things if you would check on her before you continue on your way. Of course I would. I would love to. I definitely want me to Ascian there. Are we prepared? Sure we are. Will it succeed? No, it won't. Will we progress in our research? Yes, we will. And these are my predictions. I put on pause in this cutscene.
Hold on, I won't be a second. The beast seemed peckish, so I gave it a taste of my axe.
Should have done that too.
I know, as Urianger never tires of reminding me. An axe ill becometh the hand of a scholar. What can I say? I like axes. To hear my mother tell it, I came into this world holding one.
Poor mother.
And it's not as if it stopped me picking up a quill, is it? I often think of the man who introduced me to the joys of learning. He's one of the reasons I decided to come to Eorzea. Him and my excruciatingly stiff childhood friend. Considering how unalike we are, it's a wonder we ever got on. The world's a strange old place, isn't it? Aye, that ought to do it.
Really?
So far, so good. At these concentrations, it shouldn't matter too much if something goes awry. Just enough ether to make it interesting. Did you see that? The way the crystal glowed? The siphon works, I'm happy to say. With a few refinements, it should satisfy our appetite for ether, which just leaves the small matter of forging our blade. I'm not sure how to go about it just yet, but I swear to find a way. I'll put a blade in your hands if it's the last thing I do.
She senses me. A useful talent.
An Ascian, are they onto us?
Of course they are.
By your brand, I see you are an Archon of Garlean, keeper of knowledge, seeker of truth, meddler.
I don't know what the hell's you're saying, but I don't much like your tone.
Your instincts serve you well. But come, be not unsettled on my account. That lovely brow was not made for frowns. But I waste my breath. Let me direct my words to one who understands them. We meet at last, warrior of light. I am Nabriales.
Mm-hmm.
And you have long been a thorn in my side. I suffered the overweening presence of La Habrea that men might host the power of gods, only for you to undo my hard work.
Sorry, not sorry.
Oh, bugger.
Do settle down. You must concede that I acted in self-defense. But what's this? I do not sense the blessing of light.
Bugger.
Oh, dear. Could it be that frail Hydelin has forgotten her champion? This I did not foresee. Shorn of light as you are no longer a threat. And better yet, the seal is broken.
No.
Now is the time to claim the staff.
What staff? I want the staff.
With it in my grasp, I shall rise above them all and take my place at Lord Zodiac's right hand.
No. What have we started now? Bugger.
What did that bastard want with us?
Yeah, it's bad.
Nabriales, he calls himself. With charm like that, I'll bet he has maidens falling at his feet, unconscious.
Where's the ox?
But this staff, you say just talking about it had the bastard grinning like a brat on his name day. Must be quite a staff. Oh, gods. He means Tupsimati, Master Louis Soir's staff.
No!
Minfilia's in danger. We have to get back to the Rising Stones.
No! Trauma. I cannot. Don't be here right now. I cannot go back to the science headquarters again to a massacre. I refuse it. No. No. Listed on. No. Sylphs there this time. Oh no. Why? Is this Sylph too fresh? Bugger. No. It's the same sound. Remember that cold opening? I'm still not over it. I wasn't even recording. You're here. Master Louis's staff is kept in a cellar, isn't it? Quickly now. Quicker, please. Ah, bollocks.
You two.
So, you were able to divine my intent. What now, warrior of light? Ah, but that name is no longer fitting.
Rude.
You have become decidedly dull, and quite incapable of barring my entry.
No.
What do you mean?
You truly do not know? Then I suppose it is only right that I enlighten you. The blessing of light kept you and your fellow meddlers safe. It was that which prevented my kind from entering your domain. My kind, I say, though it had no power over the likes of Elidibus and La Habrea. Being of this world, they could come and go as they please, while I could only look on. But I need look no longer. Now that the seal is gone, I mean to act. Unlike the others, I am not given to waiting. I shall take that staff and bring about the next rejoining.
No?
Rejoining? Then it was your doing. The Isle of Val, the scholars, all of it.
You will not harm her!
Ah. Ah.
Moonbreeder!
Why must you insist on forcing my hand? Did you learn nothing from our last meeting? Ah, but I forget. My words fall upon deaf ears.
The staff is but a broken relic, a memorial to the departed. What possible use could you have for it?
What use? You mean to say that all this time you kept the key, never knowing what it was you possessed? The staff Tupsimati, or rather the stone tablet it bears, is host to a great power. Together with the horn, it can be used to draw vast quantities of ether from its bearer's surroundings. How else do you think Louis Soir was able to invoke the power of the 12 without making them an offering of crystals? Summoning requires not only prayer, but a profusion of ether. Even a child knows that.
If I did not know before, you may be certain I do now. But above all, I know that we cannot allow this staff to fall into your hands. I will die before I let you take it.
Insufferable woman. I would happily end your miserable life here and now. Alas, Elidibus would never let me hear the end of it. Very well. If you will not part with the staff, I will take you too.
Not again! Why did I just let him do that? Oh. Bugger this game.
After them! Quickly! Before the rift closes!
Yes, please. Call up a sign to get medics and go. Oh. Poopsicle. The Chris. Now I have a dungeon unlocked inside the Rising Stones. Yeah, you fix her. And then I will be back when the dungeon pops. Here we go. I'm only worried a lot. Because it's a circle. How fast will I die? Let's guess. The ethereal rift. The chrysalis. Rude. Has she lost the staff? Is she still holding it? Did he take it? I will end you. I will end you. What is that thing in the background? Okay, these are those. Okay. Okay. Oh, bugger. Did I seriously not use that one? I totally clicked it. Okay. 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 We run into this. Okay, magic one will let you up for 8 seconds. Oh. Okay, we just stand here. Okay. Okay. Ifrit, do your thing. Oh. Titan, do your thing. Garuda, do your thing. And I can use that one. Okay. I remember, I forgot where, which button was, okay. Oh, okay. Okay. I was choking on my own saliva, because that makes sense. Let me ruby rain you. Oh. Oh, okay. Of course I used to cast it, okay. Orbs. Okay, we didn't both need to take that. No. Oi! I'll take a small one, thank you very much. Oh. Okay. Now we're standing again. Magic run royalty up. Okay. Okay. Did get time to use my cast, but Titan, you will let me do my automatic thing is. So will you, Garuda. Oh, did I do something wrong? Okay. Oh! No. What? Where's Minfilia? Okay. Okay, I should do this one. That's the one I should do. And then I do Titan. Titan! Ah, dropping out the target all the time. That is exceedingly annoying. Okay. Orbs. Ads. I did it! That was not difficult, but very scary. But what is this artifact? No, no! I'm going to end you. Help. My thanks. Okay. Okay. I did things. No? We have the stuff.
You're safe. Thank the 12.
But are you okay? Is... what? Someone protect the staff! Who's on the ground?
You may have bested me this day, but what of the next? What of all the days to come?
Who was that?
Remember, light no longer holds sway here. I may return whensoever I wish, again and again and again. Eventually, you will falter, and the staff will be mine. Until next time, Scions.
No. Come on. Come on, Moonbreeder. Stop dilly-dallying and do it!
There will be no next time. This is the end.
Come on. Come on.
What trickery is this?
Ha!
No, no, cannot.
You. You. And now we blast it. Come on.
Use Tube Samati to gather ether. Quickly, before he breaks free.
Come on.
Concentrate. Call to mind the time you struck down La Habrea with the blade of light.
Mm-hmm.
Why won't it work? Is it because we lack the blessing of light?
Maybe.
Damn it. So much ether. And it still isn't enough.
We want to end the world.
No mortal prison can contain me. I shall make you pay for your insolence.
Please, Mother Heidelin, hearken to our plea. Lend us your divine light. Why can you not hear us? Do our words no longer reach you?
If only we had a bit more ether.
But how much more?
Moonbreeder, what are you doing?
Master Louis Soir, I understand now. The choice you made.
No.
In death, there is life. Farewell, Urianger. You damned old coot.
Don't stop her. She needs to do this. But this cannot be the answer.
Moonbreeder, no! You mustn't!
What? No! It cannot end! I am eternal! I am immortal!
Not anymore. Wow. We kind of need her for more research though, so this is a problem.
Moonbreeder. She's gone. You did it, my friend. The Ascian is dead. This device is a legacy of Moonbreeder's toils and sacrifice. I shall hold on to it for safekeeping.
Minfilia, are you all right?
Not by a milestone.
I am.
Oh, we were surveying northern Thanalan when we received the distress call. We returned as swiftly as we were able.
It seems you have everything in hand, however.
What happened here? Where is Moonbreeder?
She gave her life to temper the blade of light. I have no words.
Rather than await the inevitable, she took her fate into her own hands.
Does Urianger know?
My friend, there is something I must tell you.
I heard all, my lady. The moon sinketh, taking her leave of the heavens, yet her passing heraldeth the coming of a new day. Moonbreeder hath fulfilled her destiny, hath she not?
She did herself proud.
Long ago, far across the seas in the Charlayan motherland, Moonbreeder and I did study under the sage tutelage of Master Louisoix. Full oft did he impress upon us that knowledge existeth to serve the greater good. This sentiment, however, was contrary to the nation's policy of neutrality, which censured intercedence in the affairs of foreign lands. In spite of vehement opposition, he founded the Circle of Knowing, and journeyed hither to the heart of Eorzea. Through his noble sacrifice was the realm spared its doom. Yet this great soul, whom all should rightly have honored, was branded a pariah in his own land. His peers did accuse him of forsaking his duty as a man of learning, and of meddling in the course of history. When he left Garleans behind, Master Louisoix gave no word to signal his intent to Moonbreeder. Close as they were, as master and disciple, she was deeply wounded by the sudden exclusion from his confidence. Above all, however, she was confused. Try as she might, she could ill comprehend her master's motive. The slanders that were heaped upon him after his passing served only to inflame the turmoil within her. For years upon end, she knew not what to believe. Torn as she was twixt the man whom she revered and the man who forsook her and his duty both.
The Louisoix I knew would never forsake his duty, much less one of his own.
This I know full well, my lady. 'Twas not for want of love that Master Louisoix hid his intent. He but desired that Moonbreeder discover her own path, free of the shadow of his influence. Long did I contemplate revealing the truth to her, and long did I hold my peace. After all, was it not Master Louisoix's wish that she come to the truth unaided? I told myself it was, and resolved to let her suffer. Knowingly did I deny my friend the comfort she craved. And now she hath gone to her rest, with doubt still in her heart. Speakest thou in earnest? Did Moonbreeder truly come to understand Master Louisoix's will before the end? The realization hath set her free. She may now find the peace which hath for so long eluded her. Oh, Moonbreeder, my dearest, how I shall miss thee.
Moonbreeder gave her life that we might possess the means to defeat the Ascians. Her sacrifice must not be in vain. Let us continue her work on the Blade of Aether and see it to completion.
My lady, I would mourn Moonbreeder in mine own way. I beg your permission to return to the Waking Sands.
Of course, my friend. Take all the time you require. We shall be here should you have need of us.
One thing I'm curious on though is the way I saw it, she entered the ether to power it up enough to destroy the white aerosite or whatever it was called. The white crystal thingy. We can't sacrifice someone every time we want to end an Ascian. Or did she infuse the blade so it will work extra on the next one? Because that's how it sounds speaking more afterwards. So like we can't have a line of people who is willing to enter the ether to end them That's overkill if I ever heard of anything. But I'm more curious now. We will see. Never have I seen Uriange so utterly defeated. No one should be made to suffer such grief. We shall gather in the Garlean manor and celebrate Minbrida's life and mourn her passing. Oh, we had her for such a short time. In memory of Minbrida. Yes, I'll take that quest, thank you very much. As Minbrida was a native of Garlean, I feel it's only fitting that we gather before the mark of the scholar. Are you familiar with the stone? 'Tis a monument found at Rutherfrost, and it's sacred to Thalal, guardian deity of the City of Learning. There shall we pray for our dear friend's soul and bid her a peaceful return to the light of the Mother Crystal. Okay, doke. I am in. Oh, it's in Madonna. Okay. We fly to honor her and thank her and pray her good journey to the Mother Crystal. Yes. Oh. I really hope she infused the blade and we can use that on everything through her sacrifice and learnedness. I really hope that's how I understood it, but we will see. And I hope we defeated him. I won't know it until I believe it. And oh bugger, the next council meeting thingy with the Ascians that we see is gonna be mad. Oh no. Is it not here? It is. It says, oh, this is it. Okay. If an Ascian pops up now, I'm gonna be so peeved. Midgardsormr. Sorry.
Forgive me, Moonbreeder. Had I been quicker or wiser, but I was not, and you paid the price.
She gave it.
But you would not suffer us to wallow in our sorrow, would you? You would tell us to pick ourselves up and get on with it. And so we shall. We shall defend this realm and her people to the last.
Life for death, a fair exchange.
Calm down, buddy.
Other bargains will be struck.
This is not the time. Was I the only one who saw that? Okay. Though we have said our farewells, the pale of sadness has diminished but little. Forgive me, as a descendant 'tis my job to be the pillar of strength for all others to lean upon. Yet I also believe the grief we feel now is precious in its own way, and not to be lightly swept aside. Do you not agree, Stabo? I do. Tis as if a dagger has been thrust into my breast. But this pain we must learn to bear if we are able to forge ahead with our duty. The battle we have fought have taken the lives of so many. Louisois, Membrida, our fellows at the Working Sands. The spirits and dedication to our cause, however, will never be lost as long as we rise to fight once more. I hardly need remind you of this, of course. 'Tis for my own benefit that I repeat these words. Our reaffirmation of mine own chosen path. If I do not rebuild the foundation of my resolve, I am like to collapse in a fit of weeping. My apologies again, Stabo. There is none other whom I could display such weakness. You are my pillar of strength, and I fear shall have need of you, of your steadfast presence in the days to come. Our victory won, our camaraderie lost, under the fallen, the living forge ever on, towards the light of a new day. Mask of Grief. Have you a moment, Stabo? I believe Ida wished a word with you. I should consider it a personal favour if you would lend a sympathetic ear to her troubles. She has not been herself since Membrida's passing, and my heart aches to see her so downcast. Oh, girly. Hey, Stabo! Great! It's Stabo! Oh, it's no use. I'm trying to stay positive, but it's just hard, you know. The thing is, I know Moan would tell me off if she saw me moping around like this. Which is why I decided to cheer myself up by getting her a special flower. I placed an order for a moon daisy with Rowena a little while ago, and it's ready to be picked up. The trouble is, I find Rowena a bit difficult at the best of times, and this isn't one of them. I know it's silly, but I just can't face it at the moment, so I was wondering, do you think you could maybe collect it for me? I have the coin to pay for the flower right here. Of course, baby. Thank you so much. I will be waiting for you and the daisy at Featherfrost. And I repeat my earlier statement. If I meet an Ascian there, I'm gonna be so peeved. Because this is not the time to render your face into my eye. What's the word I want to use? Icon. Into my icon. That did not come out how I wanted it to be, but it was the word I wanted to say. Oh, popsicle. What can I do for you today, adventurer? Eldric trinkets to trade? Hey, they've got you running errands now. Them Steins really know how to make the most of your talents, don't they? Send in the savior of yours in the bleeding market. Fine use of a time, is it? Seriously, though. You best learn how do they know, or they'll have you mucking at the Chocobo stables next. Anyway, was that what you had to pick up? The moon daisy, was it? Here then, take it. Until that Eden lass, I've got a wider selection of handwear in stock if she ever decides to replace that dotty old mask of hers. God knows she needs to. Okay, can you be some kind of empathetic? We just lost someone. Excuse me? Ugh, Rominda can be so annoying. She just will not take no for an answer. Every time I visit her, she insists I replace my visor with something more fashionable. And when I tell her I like it just fine the way it is, she says again, and then again, and then again. Drives me crazy. Ugh. What I mean to say is, I really appreciate you doing this for me. So anyway, let's see it. Ugh, Monbreed, I love these things, you know. I hope that somewhere, somehow, she knows I'm still thinking of her.
I'll never forget you, Moon. None of us will.
The song riseth to a crescendo.
Okay. Oh, no.
Is that what I think it is?
Is it what I think it is?
Hello, can you hear me?
I can see it.
Received grave tidings from Ishgard. Pray return to the Rising Stones at once.
No rest for the wicked. Oh, poor Ishgard. Okay. My apologies for the interruption. I was deeply saddened to learn of Moonbreeder's passing. Her loss will be sorely felt. Alas, recent developments on Ishgard leave us little time to mourn. The envoy from Corthas will soon arrive, and we must hasten to hear her report. Defenders for Ishgard. The envoy is here. I thank you for receiving me at such short notice. Time is of the essence, so I would forego the usual pleasantries if I may. Certainly. You come with news of the Dravinians? Aye, the dragons have begun their attack in earnest. The first wave reached the Central Highlands a short while ago, and the battle joined soon thereafter. Sir Aymeric himself sallied forth with a contingent of temple knights and several companies of the noble house's finest. Though the beasts were ultimately forced into retreat, a victory, if such it may be called, came at the cost of many of our own. Too many. We will not withstand a second wave should the Dravinians renew their assault. You paint a grand picture, my lady. Is it reinforcement you seek, then? We do. Though it pricks our pride, it is plain we cannot protect Ishgard with our own ranks, thus thinned by the horde. Sir Aymeric would meet with you to discuss the possibility of enlisting your aid. Very well. I shall depart for Corthas at once. I must warn you, however, that the involvement of the Crystal Braves is by no means assured. Our commitment to quelling the unrest in Uldar must take precedence. It is with such contingencies in mind that I must make another request. The Scions of the Seventh Dawn are known for sharing close ties with all three of the Grand Companies of Eorzea. Would you consent to plead our case to their leaders? Well, look at you now. Though I will gladly appeal to the Grand Companies on your behalf, I dare not promise a favourable reply. You need say no more. Considering your past dealing with the Eorzean alliance, I can well imagine how our plea will be received. But the fate of Ishgard hangs in the balance. We must explore every avenue still open to us, no matter how unpromising. I see. Very well. I shall send envoys to each of the allied nations and have them present your request directly to the heads of the Grand Companies. In the event that your plea does receive a favourable answer, know that any support is certain to be conditional. Demands will be made of Ishgard. That is only to be expected. Rest assured that I speak with Sir Aymeric's authority in this matter, and that their actions are truly sanctioned by the Holy See. Which brings me to my final request. A personal appeal to you, warrior of light. The Lord Commander much desires to speak with you, regardless of your fellow's involvement. You faced Midgardsormr and survived. Anything you can share of your experience may yield us an advantage over our foe. Thank you. You wear the mantle of hero well. 'Twould seem the road leads us both to Camp Dragonhead. Seek me out when you arrive, Stavo. And that encounter will start now. I'm looking out for dragons. This is so fearsome. No.
The sons must answer for their father's misdeeds. Only then will the cycle be broken. brothers and sisters of the heavens, we raise our voices and join you in the chorus. The sinner's feeble magics are undone. Come, claim your retribution.
Oh, the horror. And I will deem that a cliffhanger. We shall meet up in Camp Dragonhead on the next episode. That was befuddling. Thank you for watching. Please comment if you understood any of the things I misunderstood. And like and subscribe to help me out. Thank you and Stabo out.